Hello everyone, my name is Ashwara Sahani. I'm a master's student of computer science at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and I'm creating this video tutorial as a part of my cloud computing curriculum. So in this tutorial, we are going to learn how to create a MapReduce job and execute it on EMR. So for the sake of this project, we have created, we'll be working with Hadoop and will be executing the job on EMR. So my project is ready over here. We'll be working with the DBLP dataset, and for that, let's create a jar for that first. So in this, this command will create a jar for us. So once we have created the jar, we'll deploy it on Amazon EMR and we'll execute all our jobs on Amazon EMR. So this, for the sake of the assignment, we are given a DPLP dataset which has a list of publications and venues and authors, and we have to draw some insights from that. So the dataset is a 3 GB dataset, and to work with that, we will be creating multiple MapReduce jobs, and which will be executing on parallelly on different systems, and will be fetching the output on Amazon EMR. So as the jar is being built, let's just see briefly what jobs we'll be doing. And this is a snapshot of what the DBLP dataset looks like. So this is one record in a set of millions of records. Uh, Also, for the sake of the homework, we'll be deep diving into 6 functionalities. So first one is to find the top 10 published authors at each venue. Uh, the second is to find a list of authors who have published for 10 years or more consecutively. For the third task, we will be finding out a list of publications that have published with only one author. And for the fourth task, we'll find a list of publications for each venue that have published with most number of authors. Then the fifth task is to find the top 100 authors with most co-authors. And the last job is to find the top 100 authors without any co-authors. So we'll be executing. So our code is ready for all these jobs and we'll be executing these jobs on Amazon EMR. So for this, we have a main functionality IMPL file, which is the main file which has our mappers and reducers listed out. So this will call the different jobs and and from these jobs we'll call the respective mappers and reducers. And similarly, we have a file over here to pass the XML. So this file will help us pass the 3 GB XML, and there are some test cases prepared here as well. All the configurations have been managed using conf file, and this is the DTD which comes along with the dataset. Yeah, as our jar is ready, let's check out the jar. So this would be created in the target Scala, and this is the jar created. So let's go and execute this jar on Amazon EMR. So first of all, you'll have to create a bucket over here. So you have to create a bucket on S3. So as you can see, I've already created a bucket over here. Otherwise, you can just create bucket, set the default options, just write a unique bucket name, and you'll have your bucket ready. Once you have done that, I can just give you an example here. Click on next. Just keep these things to default. You don't have to check anything. And if I click on create bucket, a bucket would be created, but I'll be using the one which has already been created. So this is my bucket. In this bucket, I will add an input folder over here, and I'll also add my jar. So let's add a jar. I'll just override the previously added jar. So let me just drag the opters. Yeah. Set the permissions to default and upload. Yeah, so I've already uploaded my jar, and this is the output from the previous execution. So, okay, you'll also have to add an input folder. So I have created an input folder over here, and you just have to upload a dblp file for this over here. I've added two files just for the sake of testing and just to get started, a 50 MB variant of that, but I'll be testing on a 2.8 GB file. So you can create the folder using this. Just write whatever folder name and it will create a folder for you. And output is a folder which was generated by our job. So once you have created a bucket on Amazon S3, let's just start with our EMR job. So for that, what you have to do is you have to go to EMR, and as you can see, there are like a bunch of clusters created already. So let's just create a cluster. You can name it whatever that you want. You can say DBLP cluster, probably. Uh, then you can click on advanced options, and then you can unselect these options because you don't need them. Just keep Hadoop 2.10 checked because that is what we'll be using. Uh, Go to step, click on custom jar, add step. Now you have to locate the jar that you've added. So it was added over here. So I'll just go ahead and select that. And in the argument, you have to specify the input path and the output path. So I'll just specify the input path, which was input, and I'll just specify the file also. And now the output path. So let's just write MapReduce output. Yeah. So it will create a folder called as MapReduce output, and in that I'll specify the file just output. So it will create a folder called as MapReduce output, and output would be the prefix for my output files folders. So I'll just click on add, then you can select any option over here. Next, I'll keep this to default because those are the only permitted options as per the plan. Uh, these all settings are fine. I'll just go ahead and next. And you can click on next. Keep the permissions to default and click on create cluster. Now it will have two steps in its queue. The first is to initialize and set up Hadoop and then to run your jar. So my jar consists of 6 jobs, so it will run those jobs one by one parallelly on 2 instances. So let's catch up when these jobs have been completed. As you can see, the MapReduce job has been completed and it has been showing in the waiting. The cluster is showing in waiting state, but it has completed the job. So to view the job, let's go to the steps. So in that, as you can see, the custom jar has been successfully completed. And if you want to check the logs, you can see the logs of your MapReduce program. So if you want to check the output, you have to go through your S3 bucket. So let's go to the S3 bucket. So in the S3 bucket, if you go to your respective folder, which is this, as you can see, the multiple output folders have been created for the multiple tasks. So let's check this folder out. So as you can see, the success message over here shows that it has been successfully completed, and these are the output files generated for that. So let's view an output file. Yeah, so this is the output file which has been generated, and this is our MapReduce output. And thank you everyone for watching this video. This is how we implement our Apache Hadoop MapReduce program in Amazon EMR. Thank you.